Welcome to today's video. I got a question from a teacher who said, help, I just want more information about mentor texts and how to use them in my classroom. And I said, don't even worry about it. Not only will I talk about that in the video, but I've got a free resource, actually multiple free resources that you can use, download, print out, and use with students immediately. So if that sounds interesting to you, then keep watching. All right, so this line is called author eyes. The reason I named it that is because I would tell my students that, you know what, sometimes when we come together, we are going to read a book and then we're going to think about it like regular readers do. So I might ask you questions about the character, the setting, what was the theme, what did you learn, etc. But then I told them sometimes when we sit down to listen to a book, we're going to use author eyes to listen and read this book. That's a little bit different because we're still going to enjoy the story, but this time we're going to flip to the other side of it. And every time the author does something, we're going to ask ourselves, why do you think the author did that? Or, oh my gosh, did you notice what this author did as a craft move? And we'll have lots of really great conversations about why the author made the decisions that they made. And so that's really the heart of studying a mentor text. It's finding a good piece of writing, pulling out the really great qualities of it, and then trying to emulate it in your own writing and in your own style. So what I have done is I've created a line of resources where I found a really nice picture book that had something worthy to be studied. It could be a book that rhymes or a book that follows a particular story structure. Maybe it's even just a genre. Lots of different reasons. Even the structure, how the book is laid out over the pages. Anything that I thought might have been a good lesson for students to know, I pulled it out and I created this resource. So the first thing to see is the resources all come with a one-page bookmark that's almost like a little mini lesson plan. And so you'll see here at the top, there's some comprehension work that you will want to do with your students before you get into the book. So it might be building a little background knowledge, making sure some vocabulary words are kind of cleared up, just a quick chat that you might want to have with your students. After that, I put notes about the genre of the book and the structure so that students can really start to see how that book is organized and what kind of writing they're going to be seeing. And then finally, you'll see at the bottom, there's a writing focus. So you can see, I just got a couple notes there about what you might draw out with your author eyes as you're reading. And it's helpful for the teacher because you don't have to sit there and read that book and figure out, oh gosh, well, what else can I pull out? What else can I have the students notice? The work has already been done for you. Finally, I put a QR code because the books that I selected are available on YouTube. So if you don't have a copy of the book, you can just hop right back on here on YouTube and you can pull the book up for your students to listen to the book before they jump into these activities. So let's take a look at some of these books. So as always, everything I do is going to be process first. If you are new to this channel, you've never heard about anything that I do, I have a writing program called Reimagine Writing because writing was a thorn in my side for probably the first 15 years of my career. And then the years after that, I really found my stride with teaching children how to write well, especially in the primary grades. So with that, this is something that I firmly believe students have to understand the writing process. I'm not going to go into that now because I've got dozens of videos here on this channel that really paint the importance of knowing the writing process. But what you need to know is that this activity is no different. I'm still going to take my students right through the writing process because I do what I call process first instruction. That doesn't mean process only instruction, it means process first. So that means I want my students to always lead with the writing process no matter what the writing activity is. I want them to know they've internalized the writing process, they've memorized it, they know exactly what they need to do in order to produce any kind of writing. It might look different for different writing assignments, but at the end of the day, the students understand generally what needs to happen on each step of the writing process. And so you can see here, I just pulled an example from a story called A Girl Named Rosa. And I showed you the bookmark already. And so once we've read the book, then I would pass out this paper to my students. And this goes right along with first things first, pick an idea. Second step, plan it out. So you can see here, this is a biography. So we would talk about biographies and how they're real stories about someone's life. And then I'm going to invite them to write a biography of their own. So they've got little cameras there and they can fill those cameras up with different ideas for who they might want to write about. Second step, plan it out. Well, since it's a narrative story, our plan is going to be pretty easy. Beginning, middle, end, or since it's a biography, we can do an opening and then we can talk about her early life, accomplishments, interesting facts, and then like maybe some personal family, and then they can close it out. Once they have first things first, pick an idea. Second step, plan it out. Then they have to do what? Third step, write. That means they're simply going to draft it. This is also, depending on the grade level you teach, if they have the devices that they could type on, they could start drafting on a Word document because the editing and the revision might be a little easier if they're using technology. But if not, they can start writing, and you can see down there, Fourth step, you've got to revise. And fifth step, you've got to edit. The checklists are available for them to use and edit and revise their writing. And then finally, I typically wrap with just some comprehension printables that are just going to be for the good of the book. And so you can see here, we've got a cute little flip activity where students can fill that out and make sure they have a handle on those story elements. So you can see here, I'll show you some of the other books that we have. We have a book called I Love My Fangs. That one's really great for February because Valentine's Day, obviously, but also Dental Health Awareness Month. We have a really great book called Pow Wow Day. We have a book that's great for January, Shantae Keys and the New Year's Peas. This one here is called Planting Stories and is about the life of the amazing Pura Belpré. And then finally, I like to open with this one. It's called What Do You Do in a Book About You? And it's a really great book that students can study. And so all of those books have different things that students can notice and pull out. It gets them in the mindset of using author eyes and pulling different craft moves and strategies that they see in published pieces of work that they can bring into their own writing. If this is something that you are interested in, this is a part of my Reimagine Writing, Rock the Writing Block in 4 Easy Steps guide, where I've got like freebies galore listed. This is one of them. So you could check the link in my profile, download that, take a look at it. And the link to get those is already in there. All you have to do is click it, sign up, and they are yours. They'll be sent right to your inbox. I hope you found this helpful. If you are not already a subscriber, I would so appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. I'll see you in the next one.